Assalamu alaikum. Today we will discuss about the flat export growth in the Pakistan and how we can prevent it. What are the challenges, and then at the end we will conclude our discussion that what all the factor by doing those we can improve our that export issue. Right now, Pakistan is passing through a currency crisis. That chaotic situation is mainly because of flat growth and goods and export services export, which is merely half of the exports imports which we are uh, getting from our friendly or trading partner country. So in this topic we will eloquently discuss the factors which are behind that issue and how we can overcome these problems. Actually, the sluggishness in the export is attributed to supply and demand side factors as well as institutional and structural factors. While discussing trade policy challenging, the paper or our discussion argues that trade policies in Pakistan deeply retain protectionist instinct, which insulate and stop the domestic industries to go in the global competition and challenges. So, due to which they produce low quality product, which is hugely or immensely rejected by uh, foreign or global markets. So now we will discuss about the trade policies in Pakistan and how the things are in action or in practice over there. Global experience show that economic growth is deeply connected with international trade. In trade, we always say export and import. In Pakistan, import is more in comparison to export. Due to that trade deficit, we are having financial economical problems. So, to assess the performance of firm associated with export promotion industrialization strategy with those of import substitution industrialization strategy, the global experience shows that EPI firm by exporting foreign market gain new knowledge and experience, the so-called learning by doing, which allow the discovery of new technology, marketing and management. So first of all, there are a few questions. One is what motivate the small businessman, firms, and industry to export. So one thing is relative competitiveness of the export. Where there is a competition, the real businessman will attack toward this, and he will try to pitch his services, good, all the stuff to learn few things and to groom and upgrade its services, its items, its staff expertise. Second thing is which force us or motivate us to export is real depreciation. If there is real depreciation within the country, then we will try to export our goods so that we can get more capital, we can improve our economic condition. Third thing which motivate is foreign direct investment. If there is some investor who is willing to put the money in our business or the specific field of the business that is export, then everybody will love and like to um, do the business in the export field. Then there are a few questions why export growth is flat in Pakistan. There are ultimately few factors why we are not uh, increasing, or we are not excelling in the field of export. The first factor is export field is always neglected in our economic policies. Second thing is uh, domestic inflation. We just discussed, if there is domestic depreciation, then export will go high. If there is domestic inflation, ultimately the growth will export growth will go to downfall. Then weak productive growth. Due to weak productive growth in foreign or global market, nobody will accept our things. Then there are a lot of trade barrier. They can be security, they can be diplomatic, they can be economic barrier. Then quality is the main things in Pakistan. The quality primarily is not a focus point, due to which export market is not ready to accept our goods. So that is the main reason why our growth is flat. Then there is weak link with global supply chain. Then high cost of doing business in Pakistan. When you are doing a business, there are a lot of taxes, there are less subsidy, which force you to switch the business. So if we talk about situational analysis, after World War II, every country of the world is putting its full effort in the field of industrialization, business, import and export things. And Pakistan was not behind in that situation. If we talk about statistical data, in 1990, in 90 rather 1985, 30% of GDP was coming from that business. Pakistan trade and goods and services as a percentage of GDP, like due to trade or due to business, or 30% of GDP was farming. In 1987, that GDP to business ratio fall to 34%. Subsequently, in 2016, it was only 23% of our GDP, which improved a bit in 21 to 25% of GDP. But overall, if we see the statistical data, we were like 35% of GDP, and now we are declining to almost 25%, 10% downfall. That is the issue. Then again, there are some other factors, which is trade deficit. We are importing more and exporting less. If we talk about the statistical data, in 1992, that deficit was only 4.6%, which in 2010 was 8.7%, and in 2017 it again rose to 10.6%. Now in 22, we have imposed a ban on import. Even then, that trade deficit is 8.1%. These are the factors which are hindering the export trajectory or export growth. I always argue that Pakistan need not to be more concerned about rising import, because it is paramount that there should be a less trade deficit, but it can be bridged, or the gap can be bridged by exporting more goods rather than cut off our imports. That is actually a negative impact on economy growth and overall that trade factors. So how I can support my point that import is good for our industry, our economy, our growth of even export? How? There are 4 points to support this. One is in increase in export. There is competition. It is healthy competition. When you will have good things in market, you will try to match that technology, you will try to match that quality. By doing this, there would be healthy competition. Or domestic industrialized individual, the industrialist, they will try to come up with innovative ideas. They will try to match, and they will try to gap that bridge by inculcating quality things, reducing costs, so that there should be a competition. If there is healthy competition, there is sense of competition, then there would be innovation, there would be a lot of industrialization, there would be less employment, because everybody will be busy in research and development, so that they come up with good and different ideas. And again, there would be some ready-made thing or yardstick, that is the quality we have to achieve. Better than this, if either we will come up with good quality or same quality with reduced cost. That is a good thing. Second thing, to support my point, is a rise in import also means better availability of industrial raw material. There's no manufacturing without raw material. If we have raw material within our hand, it is handy, then we will produce a good quality product. And in Pakistan, we don't have raw material of everything. There's no such country with availability of all kind of raw material. There are ample of industries which need different diversified raw material. So by importing raw material, we can generate a thing of international standard. Then if we consume, third point, if we importing things and we are consuming these things, then pull on our natural resources will be less. That is a positive thing. Then if we are importing things from these are multinational company from different progressed country, then what will happen by importing from developing country? There would be transfer of technology. Okay, now if we come to another discussion, that is trade regime in Pakistan. What is trade regime? Trade regime is serve two purpose. One, it cut down the trade barrier, and create opportunity. These are the primarily main two things. For this, there are many schemes. One is export processing zone scheme, manufacturing bond scheme, then export oriented unit, small and medium enterprises unit, export development funds, export refinance scheme. These are the things that is part of the trade regime in Pakistan. Apart from this, to support the industrialist or the trading individual in Pakistan, we have generalized system of preference scheme, which is for Australia, Canada, Belarus, European Union, Kazakhstan, Japan, Norway, New Zealand, Turkey, Russian Federation, Switzerland, and US. They give us we are exporting almost 2/3 of our product, rather importing 2/3 of our product almost duty free or with less tax. That is our trade regime. Under this regime, Pakistan export has been increased exponentially. If we talk about only European Union, then previously we were exporting things of 6 billion. Now it has been increased to 8.9 million. So but over here there is a challenge as well. If we completely rely on GPS and GPS plus, then we are in continuous threat of withdrawal of offering countries. Moreover, the beneficiary country, after receiving preferential treatment, often get relaxed. We will not focus on our research and development. We will not focus on competitiveness. We know that we are getting preferential treatment. We will try to give the things of low quality substandard. So our quality, our productivity, everything will be vanish. Apart from this, we will be in continuous threat. Okay. Secondly, I will try to discuss a point in case. What is point in case? It is Pakistan textile and clothing industry. We in the world, things are changing from that traditional way in which there was previously. There's raw material. From raw material we produce some goods, then the third phase in manufacturing, then advertisement, and fourth phase after sale services. But now things has been changed. Nobody is going to invest on marketing after sale and this and this. No, that new thing has been introduced, that is network arrangement among the firms, which is viable response to counter market transaction cost. That new model has been adopted by many countries, but Pakistan was lagging behind. For instance, Bangladesh and Vietnam, they inculcated this thing in their trade policies. Now you will see uh, in the field of textile only, the export of Bangladesh was 9.96 billion, 9 point, almost 10 billion in 2017. But if we talk about after decade, like to 2021, that has been increased to 42.6 billion just due to innovation. But what we have do in that ready-made garments, previously we were exporting just 0.9 billion, now we are exporting 2.8 billion, a meager rise. Look example of Vietnam. What the country they are doing, they are inviting foreign direct investment. They were engaging the country who can host or export goods, that is Vietnam US relation. They have reduced the tariff. They have a lot of engagement, diplomatic engagement. Previously in 95, the export volume was only 0.5 billion. Now in 21, what is this? It is 113 billion. Look how the countries are doing this. If we talk about challenges, trade challenges in Pakistan, one is anti-export bias and policy remains strong. In Pakistan, we are focusing only on import, or less import, industrialization. There's no focus on export. Development of industry is good thing. Producing our own thing, it is a good thing. But do we produce the things which can be exported? That is a paramount thing on which there is no focus. So one challenge is anti-export bias. Then honestly in Pakistan there is lack of price and quality competitiveness. Third thing is fragmentation in production. Fourth is high trade cost. Then disconnect between export growth strategy and FDI. If the FDI is not there, how we can excel in export? Then there is uncertainty in trade policies. Then they always focus on protection seeking rather than improving competitiveness. There is protectionist. So how we can improve this? We should apply supply side policies, so that there should be uh, that can be improved by removing restriction on imports, so that we can get intermediate import raw material and we can produce quality export things. Then there is maintain primary input prices at internationally competitive rate for export oriented industry. We should maintain prices for labor or technology. Third is sometime with normal depreciation, exporter lose the incentive to cut costs and improve productivity. So what we should do, uh, undervaluation should not be maintained as a policy measures. Then secure export market access. So one thing, if I repeat, supply side policies should be improved. Maintain primary prices. Then there shouldn't be nominal depreciation in domestic market. Fourth is secure access to export market. Then there is trade diplomacy. How trade diplomacy can be helpful in export? That trade diplomacy can reduce foreign trade barrier, advocacy support, that can facilitate in deals. Then it can reduce threat to export firm, and then there is also provision of market intelligence to export firm. Apart from this, the main way forward I will say modernize and upgradation of test labs, because over here we test the goods, and when they go to global market they reject these things. Then We should focus on automation, competitiveness. Then we should also focus on local firms to be integrate with the global value and supply chain, so that there should be more industries. Then we should decrease the business cost, because doing business is too much expensive. Then we should focus on the slogan. We should avoid that slogan make in Pakistan. We should replace it with make for global market. Then we should promote intra industry trade through trade liberalization, facilitations. Then we should focus on digital capability, which include artificial intelligence, and we should data feeding and all these things. They can facilitate. In conclusion, if I read conclusion, Pakistan is standing at crossroad to make strategic choice between make for Pakistan and make for global market. Pakistan largely implemented an import substitution industrialization strategy. Initially, this strategy was more suitable when the country hardly had industry. However, now natural resources based labor intensive industry gained competitive strength. There was no reason to keep protecting them from foreign competition. No persistent use of import substitution policies has left Pakistan behind its many foreign competitors, including Vietnam, Bangladesh, whereas these countries' industries gain enormously by exporting. Pakistan industries survived based on continuous pampering through rent seeking, profit seeking activity. What happened? Consequently, the country has been suffering from brunt of financing the cost of production. Export promoting policies by their very nature avoid the cost of production and thus generate higher growth rate. Pakistan need to provide us credible signal to domestic industries as well as the world market that it want to truly globalize its economy and intend to promote both export and import simultaneously. For the success of export promoting industry policies and action need to simultaneously address the twin issue of enhanced supply capacity. Two issues. One is enhanced supply capacity and foreign market access. Aiming for better access to foreign market without concurrently improving domestic supply will be counterproductive. For achieving better export performance, foreign market access is vital for export performance, particularly when exports are adversely affected by foreign country trade barriers. This constraint can be overcome by proactively pursuing trade diplomacy. All in all, a sustainable long-term export strategy demands a commitment from all stakeholders to invest in Pakistan's digital working environment, artificial intelligence, automation. This would require close coordination among private and public stakeholders to support export industries. Moreover, the protection of physical and intellectual property, the creation of an environment to do business with freedom and engage in international exchange without unduly burdensome regulation and red tapeism are essential for the success of an export growth strategy within the Pakistan.